guess who has to film this video again because I imported the wrong thing and then deleted the whole thing. Ayy! Hello, my name is Francis, and I wonder if nobody is listening to my voice. Am I making a sound at all? You're watching A Reader's World. Hello, so today I'm going to be doing a fun little video. We're going to be doing a February wrap-up. In this month of February, I didn't read as much books as I did in January. I read about 5 books. One I technically didn't read. I care more about the books I'm reading rather than how many books I've read, but let's get through the wrap-up and how I felt about some of these books. So the first book I read I actually didn't read, I actually audiobooked, and that is Sapien vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Now if you're thinking to yourself, why are you so late to this? I'm not. This was a reread, and it was a beautiful reread. If you don't know what Sapien vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda is about, what? Sapien vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda is about a boy by the name of Simon. He hasn't come out to anyone, and for the past months or so, he's been emailing this boy in his school that is also closeted back and forth, and they don't know who each other are. A boy by the name of Martin, yes, that's his name, Martin, discovers these emails and decides to blackmail Simon. It's an amazing book. I actually loved it even more the second time around rereading it. I discovered more about Simon's character. I focused more on the characters. Even though it is so cute to reread it and so happy to reread it, it's awful because you know who Blue is and you're just suffering through it because you're like, how stupid was I reading this book for the first time and not knowing this is Blue? Listening to it the second time around, I've noticed more and more with the characters and made them even more likable than they were the first time around. I felt that there was a lot of good discussions about accepting and coming out, and it's a really beautiful book, and I'm so excited for the movie. I reread this book for the Read and Watch group, which I'm doing with Brittany and Peyton. We haven't decided on it's time for the live stream, and I will tell you when. Just follow my Twitter and we'll update you on everything. After reading Simon, I got in this Disney mood, and so I decided to pick up a book that my family bought me like years ago, like probably when I was 8 years old. And that is Kingdom Keepers by Ridley Pearson. Disney After Dark's the actually official name. If you actually don't know about the series, I'm going to tell you right now. So basically this book follows a group of middle schoolers where basically they are now a part of the Disney Host Interactive, where basically they're holograms and they help people around Disney. At night when they fall asleep, they are transported into Disney World as their holograms and discover that there's bad stuff happening to the park, and if they don't do anything about it, Disney's gonna go to crap. This book, I think what really got me interested is the concept. This concept is so creative. I don't know how Ridley came up with this, but he did. It's just so cool and creative. The thing that I felt was the downfall of this book was the characters. I felt like most of the characters were just there and stereotypes. I felt that Finn was this stereotypical main boy hero. One of the girls is a stereotypical pretty girl. One of them's the stereotypical black kid who's always there and who's actually always the better character. We also have the kind of goofy other side character that's basically Ron Weasley. And we have this other girl who's, I don't know who she is because I forget her. But again, what I really thought was really cool was the concept. That makes me want to read more of the books and see if the characters get better, because what I've seen is that it's kind of like a Percy Jackson kind of thing where they had a middle school series of it and then they go into a more young adult series. I decided to continue on. I actually have the second book over there and I should probably get to that soon, but I haven't yet. The next book I read is very different from Disney After Dark. I've read Dear Martin by Nick Stone, and I freaking loved this book so much. So if you don't know what Dear Martin is about, follow a boy by the name of Justice who lives he's a African-American teenager and living in kind of the rich white neighborhood. And he goes to this rich white school, and as he's struggling with racism, he decides to write letters to Martin Luther King and tries to be like him. Again, loved this book. This book is absolutely beautiful and such a wonderful book. Nick Stone did a fabulous job with the writing style. A lot of my favorite books are books that have a simple writing style, but they're still so powerful at the same time, and I really love that in this book. The Martin letters are very well done. The characters are so good. Justice is such a good character you can get behind. He's so easy to love. It's really heartbreaking, and as much as this is a terrible thing going on in the United States, I'm happy that there are authors out there who are using their voices to express and educate other people on it. And I give Nick Stone so much credit to that. I'm really excited to read her other books when they come out, and I am happy for her and her success. The next book I read after that, I heard a lot about this book around like book Twitter. Like, I don't know how, but people just keep on talking about this book, and I just never picked it up. And that is Radio Silence by Alice Osman. Wow, the glare of this library book is so big, and I'm so sorry. So basically what Radio Silence is about, this book follows a girl by the name of Frances, and she's a huge fan of this podcast, and she gets a message from the creator of it to make fan art for it, and they're going to work together. She soon realizes that one of her friends' friends is actually the person who does the podcast, kind of not only discovering herself, but helping the boy discover himself. What I really, really loved about this book is that we have a main character and a guy best friend, and they have no romantic things for each other. I have never read a book where that has happened, and this book does it so beautifully. We're like, oh, you guys are together, right? And she's like, no, we're not. We just really care about each other a lot, but nothing romantically. And I'm really, really proud of that. So this is another book where I loved the writing style for this. It's simple but powerful, and I just love that in this book. I also really liked the diversity in this book. There's a lot of LGBTQ plus things in here. The main character, Frances, I believe, is bisexual, and Alid is gay and demisexual, which I had never read a demisexual in a book before, so I was really, really loving that he was in this. I just really loved all the characters. I thought the plot was really intriguing. I love those kinds of books about friendship made over the internet, because I relate to that a lot. I think she has a new book coming out about something like that, and I'm really excited to pick it up once it comes out. So the last book I read, I can't wink. The last book I read for February, I actually didn't read. I mean, I read it, the first part of it. In the Time of the Butterflies by Julia Alvarez. I had to read this book for school. This is a historical fiction, but also it's true. It's taking place in the 50s to 60s about 4 sisters that start rebelling against the Dominican Republic's dictator of Trujillo. I can't speak. So with this book, I think mostly the reason why I didn't love it as much as I should have is just, again, it's a school book, and school this year is just, the English is sucking. I have really never ever used SparkNotes until this year, and that's awful. What I also don't like saying about this book is that it is actual people, so I can't say like, oh, the characters are so plain, because they're actual people. Some of the sisters are really interesting, but some of the sisters in here are just so annoying. I know how important this is, and I'm happy that these women did rebel, and I'm sad that they did die in the line of duty. It's just, I just wasn't interested. I really wasn't. Oh, the writer, Julia Alvarez, each chapter is a different point of view of a sister, and I'm fine with that. But each of their point of views are a different point of view. Like, one sister will be in third person, going back and forth between present and the past. The other sister will go between just third person. The other sister will do diary entries. And then the other sister will do first person. And it's very, very confusing, because sometimes the one who does first person will sometimes go back to third person, or the one who did third person will sometimes go through first person. It's just really, really confusing. Just, like, I understand changing the different points of views of the sisters, because each of them were equally important. Cough, cough movie, which made only one of the sisters important. It's just, if you're going to do very much different points of views, can you at least stay to at least a point of view of writing? So overall, this book, it's just, I didn't feel anything. Again, probably because school is school, but I just felt more interested in other books I was reading, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So that is it for my February wrap-up. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below some books that you read this month. Did you read some books that I read? Did you like those books? Did you hate them? Do you disagree? Please don't hate me. Thank you for watching. Bye. So we're back to this. Oh, I just hit the tripod. Sorry if it's now out of focus.